sneeze, which made me laugh and cough. But you didn't even attempt to hit the button.
Because
the cough button.
Okay, so
that was the slowest moving sneeze.
I never claimed to be quick. So sometimes if I look at the sun or I look at lights, it makes me sneeze. And I looked up at the lights and it just happened really quickly.
Looking at lights make you sneeze?
Looking at the sun will make me sneeze.
That's a universal thing.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah,
Yes.
looking at
If
bright
you need
lights,
to sneeze, look
then
at a
mimic the
light.
sun.
Not right at it.
Yeah, and
But in the direction.
And
Never
I don't know
do
if
that.
they changed the lights or if I just happened to look up at them really quickly, but it made me sneeze very fast.
I've never known it to like
Apologies.
activate a sneeze like that.
Yeah.
It's like if a sneeze is like lingering, you look. I've never seen it like I'm like an allergy to the light. I've never heard of that.
That was something.
being
Yeah.
the thing.
That was something.
It was a catalyst somehow.
All right, anyway, so Shams reported yesterday, that's David Dennis Jr., Michelle Swallman, Evan Cohen with you. Shams reported yesterday that Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks are not in agreement as to whether or not he should come back this season, okay? And he has a left knee injury. He is going to miss at least 1 week. The Bucks are 28-40 in 11th place, 6.5 games back of Charlotte for the play-in. They're 11-21 without him, 17-19 with him, but they've actually done better recently. What happened?
I'm just watching David physically react to this as you're setting it up.
Okay. So they've actually done better recently without him than they have previously. So I guess, David, if you're reacting this way, let's go to you first on what is the head and hand reaction from this?
I'm tired of Milwaukee and Giannis. I want out. I want out. I don't want to hear about it anymore. This is, I'm sure we've all been there. Like you're at home and you're like, partner or friend is like, where are you going? I got to go talk to Jeff. He's having relationship problems again. You just got to, like, this is what, and you still, like, why aren't they still together? I don't know. Just got to go and hang out with them and just, like, we got to go to Applebee's and talk about the problems that they're having. And, you know, they've been having these problems for years and they just won't break up. And they're still, this is how I feel about Giannis and the Bucks. Like, they are just perennially arguing with each other, and they should have broken up a long time ago. We all knew this was going to happen. When he stayed with the team, the thing that everybody said was Giannis is going to want to play and Milwaukee's not going to want him to play because they want higher draft position. They're going to want to protect their asset, and Giannis is going to want to play because that's what Giannis does. The argument was brewing. We knew that the argument was going to happen, and here we are, and something that should have been totally avoidable a long time ago. Why are they still bickering when they should have broken up a long time ago? I don't want to hear it anymore with them. I'm so tired of it. Like, get me out of here, please.
So, David, are you suggesting this is a toxic relationship?
It is such a toxic relationship that both of them are being toxic with each other because neither of them wants to push the button to break up. They're just still just arguing with each other because for no reason. They're not even winning. They're not even good. This is benefiting nobody. It's not benefiting Giannis. It's not benefiting Milwaukee. It's not benefiting me to have to talk about them. It's not benefiting you guys to watch me with my hand on my head. This is just painful for all parties involved.
Yeah, I vehemently disagree on many levels here. I don't understand one part of this. The Milwaukee Bucks have allowed, rightfully so, Giannis to basically run the organization, and they've allowed him to have input on a lot of things, and they should because he's a star player who's been committed to them, and they've been committed to him. This one I don't get. If he wants to play, let him play.
Did you have the same thought process when Joe Burrow, who the Cincinnati Bengals gave agency to and bringing back his guys and helping the organization make decisions, when he wanted to play in a losing effort?
Totally
did you
different.
have the same mentality?
Totally different. You know why? Because Milwaukee may not have their own pick. So the Pelicans, or the Hawks, by way of the Pelicans, have a flip-flop option with Milwaukee's pick. So if they start losing more and more and more and more, and they have one of the worst records in the league, and they get this really high pick, and it's above that of where the Pelicans are slotted, Atlanta gets that pick anyway. So that's totally different because the more Cincinnati lost, the higher up they would go in the draft, the more they can just take their pick. In this case, it's a little different. Let them play. But here's the catch as to why I say let him play. What are you actually worried about if he plays while banged up? What are you actually worried about?
That he gets hurt.
The
long-term?
God forbid scenario is he gets hurt.
Right.
The God forbid scenario actually tragically benefits the Bucks. What are you going to do? You're going to offer him 4 years, $275 if God forbid he's hurt and he's in October and he's going to say no to that when he doesn't know if he's going to play for a full season? because only one team's going to do that right then and there, and that's Milwaukee. You can't then trade him if he's banged up because nobody's going to give you the value that you want to equate for his greatness. So I don't see there's no downside to the Bucks for letting him play. You don't keep your own pick if it's worse than that of the Pelicans. If God forbid, which no one wants him to be hurt, if God forbid he gets hurt, there's more of a chance he stays with the Bucks. So I don't understand what the issue is.
Well, they're trying to protect their future. They're viewing it differently than you. He wants to play. He's already missed 32 games this season. That's the most of his career. And I do think there are a lot of parallels with the Joe Burrow situation because you're talking about a star player that you have given power to. You have given this person power within your organization because they've earned it, because they have taken your organization to a different level. Joe Burrow bringing the Bengals to a Super Bowl, Giannis obviously bringing home a championship to Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. But you can't pick and choose. It's difficult to put the toothpaste back in the tube. Once you give those athletes a certain modicum of power, it's hard to say, well, you can have a lot of influence in this, but you can't have influence in how much you play or when you play. It's very hard for you to tell a player that you have given agency to in that way that they don't have say over their body and over their playing time, when inherently what makes them great is that they are the ultimate competitors.
I mean, two things can be true. Two things can be true here. Giannis should be allowed to play because he wants to play. If we're talking about the NBA and one of the problems with tanking, this is one of the problems. When you feel like your team is going nowhere and you bench your star player and you don't let people watch one of the best players in the league play. That is absolutely true. I'm with you. Giannis should be allowed to play if he feels healthy to play. The other thing that's true is we knew that this was going to be a thing from the very beginning. We always knew that Milwaukee was not going to want him to play, especially once we saw how they were playing without Giannis. And, now this is going to be another argument. And, Evan, I cannot believe that you're advocating for more years of this. I cannot believe that you are of the belief that there is any way that Giannis in Milwaukee should continue this, calamity any longer. This is an absolute embarrassment for everybody involved. They should part ways immediately. As soon as the season's over, he should take all the team meetings he can. Milwaukee should take all the, possible meetings that they can for trades and get him out of here. This has been terrible for him and this organization for the entire year.
So should Steph ask out of Golden State?
Yeah, he should. Yeah, he should, but he's not going to because that's a different thing. He's won multiple championships, wants to end his career there. Yeah, if he were anybody else, I guarantee you that they'd be asking to get him out of there for what they built around him, but he's not going to do it.
I guess the way I look at it is those two are similar in this regard. That's not just the winning. I mean, Steph's done way more winning. I'm not comparing the level of winning, obviously. But it's the building of everything with the organization, right? The Knicks, we live in New York. The Knicks could have the worst players in the world on their team, and it's still the biggest thing. What Steph Curry did for the Warriors was way more than basketball. What Giannis has done for the Bucks is way more than basketball. There's an entire downtown area. I mean, the Chase Center was built because of Steph. Undoubtedly. It's become a billion plus, probably a $10 billion organization because of one man, right? Because of his greatness on and off the floor, Steph Curry. The Milwaukee Bucks, the Deer District, the downtown, everything around that is because of Giannis. They know that, and he knows that. And so I don't blame them, Milwaukee Bucks, for trying to milk every aspect of this for as long as possible because they know they will never get someone like him again, ever. Now, all of this said, right, I said I would let him play, all this kind of stuff. This is the first time I have to acknowledge something. This is the first time that I think maybe they are considering trading him. I did not think they were considering trading him at the break. Did not in any way at the deadline. I never thought he was going to get traded. You know that. I said all along, I never thought he was going to get traded.
You were consistent in that.
If they're preventing him from playing, it's because they're nervous about injury. Injury would indicate a longer tenure, in my opinion, in Milwaukee. So if they're trying to prevent him from playing to keep him healthy, that increases the value. So maybe I have to acknowledge that this strategy is the first time that I have to give in that maybe they are considering trading him. Because I did not at the deadline. Letting him play only hurts his value if he gets hurt. To other teams, but not to them. They'll pay him 4 years, $275 million to rehab. They don't care. No, I'm serious. Like rehab on our dime. Because we don't ever want you out that door. maybe this is the first time they're actually considering it because they're trying to block him from, God forbid, getting hurt.
They should want him out the door, though. They should want him out the door.
I don't. You're never getting anybody like him, though.
Why not? They got Giannis. I mean, it's not like Giannis was a number 1 pick, number 2 pick. Like
That's exactly right.
They
He's
found
so
a gym.
abnormal.
They found a gym. I mean, you could do it again. Like you could build all these assets around him and build again through the draft. Like right now, you are dooming yourself to purgatory for the foreseeable future by having Giannis. No disrespect to him and that team, but you are going to be in purgatory with Giannis, and you have no assets for years, and you have this dude. They've built the downtown, built the statue, do all those things, give him the standing ovation, give him the Peyton Manning exit out of there, and let him go win a championship somewhere else and get as many picks as you can and build another team around it.
All right, coming up, one person on this show, her name is Michelle,